In this tutorial, I will be going over the first part of the sneaker, which is modeling the sole. So we'll start off by modeling the high poly version of the sole, and then go into modeling the low poly version. So the first thing I would like to do is I'm going to actually take these reference images and just put them into a group so it's nice and organized. I'm just going to call this ref. Excuse me. So ref. And then I'm actually going to hide the ones I don't need. So I don't need the sides or the top. Right now we're only working with the bottom. Okay. So again, because we froze it in the previous tutorial, we will not be able to select it at all. I'm going to go to bottom. By hitting B, it'll be squared up to the bottom. And it is a little dirty. And also a low quality image, so hopefully your images are a little better than mine, but this will be enough to get us started on this shoe. So we are going to start off by actually working from this circle out. So the first thing I would do, I'm going to create a sphere, or I'm going to create a box. I'm going to make this box right here across that circle, drag it out a little bit, so now you can see in perspective mode we have this this box here, and I'm going to convert to editable poly. I'm actually going to delete this, the top and the bottom of that, so now we just have a empty, or just the sides. Okay, so I'm going to go back to my bottom view. If you select that, you can see the red lines. I'm going to go to my edit, my modifier list, and do open subdiv. And so with open subdiv, you can see now we have this sphere, or this cylinder. Now you can adjust it here how detailed. I think we would jump to 2 iterations. But then when I'm happy with that, I can go to edit poly. If you hit F4, you'll notice that there is here's all the polygons we have. And we can select all these extra ones. We don't need those, and we don't. And so by holding Control, hit backspace, you do a clean delete of those, and then just select the top or the lower part. Okay, now if that's selected, we want to go to our scale tool, which is R. Holding Shift with that R ring selected, you can drag from the middle and drag this in. So once you drag in a little bit, you can release the click and then hit collapse. So it's going to bring all those triangles to the middle. Now go back to your bottom view. Either you can click here or you can hit B, and that'll be bottom. Actually, if you go to perspective, you want to select these. So click one, hold Shift, and click over one. Now select all the whole entire ring. Hit delete. We don't need those anymore. So now if you go to bottom, you can select all with Control A, and you can shape this a little bit more to fit that circle that we had earlier. I think this seems to be pretty close. For this you can, again, if you want it to be a little smoother, go open sub div, and it'll actually divide again. So I will do that, and I'll convert this to editable poly. Okay, so now we have our first sphere to go off of. So from there, I'm going to select this whole entire outside, and I'm going to my scale tool, which is R, holding Shift and pulling from I'm right now on the bottom view. I'm pulling out. What I'm doing here is I'm actually going to start creating these rings right there. And so I'm going to hold Shift again. I release, hold Shift again. And I just want to line up right about the middle. You'll see that maybe you might need to tweak this here and there. There you go. So release it, hit Shift again, and I just want to make sure I have all these circles accounted for. Alright. And so don't worry about going off the shoe, because we will be going off the shoe. And just keep doing this until you have gotten all your rings you want to make. And so as you see here, we'll be going off the shoe again. Just keep going off the shoe, that's perfectly fine. Okay. So now we have all of our rings we need. I'm actually going to select, so go to my vertex, select just this one, and then while holding, so now I have, so I select my vertex, just the middle one, I hold Control, and I click on the selection, the polygon selection. Now that automatically, when you do that, it will select all the polygons touching that vertex. And I'm actually going to go ahead and just hit delete on that. Now I'm going to go to my border selection, and just click right here to select this whole entire border, and I'm just going to hit collapse. There you go. Okay. So now we have all of our rings we need. Next, we're going to select each one of these rings. So you just double click to select the ring, and then you hold Control, double click, select next one. So we're going to do that for the whole entire, for all these rings here. Don't do the middle one, we'll leave that one alone. And then actually don't worry about the outside one either. So now I'm going to right click on this, and I want to go to chamfer. So you can click chamfer, but that's not going to give you the options. You want to hover, or you want to click on this little box to the left of chamfer. So again, just right click, hover, or go to this box, chamfer, and you'll get this, you'll get this this option menu. So what we want, I'm going to right click on that so it's all zeroed out. And then you can see as we drag this up, this will create lines for those for the rings. And so I'm going to just, and you can use your own paint or your own judgment here, but I'm going to go ahead and put just about 0.1. Now you'll be plenty of rings to work with. Oops, that's weird. Did not. 0.1 and hit OK. Okay. So now what I'm going to want to do, I'm going to click one of these, hold Shift, click again. Now hold Control, click another one, hold Shift, and I'll continue that, repeat that pattern. So again, once you click one, you hold Shift to select the whole entire circle, the whole entire ring. Now if you hold Control, it'll let you select another one. And then again, Shift, the whole ring. So Control, then Shift. Control, select one, Shift, select the ring. So you're going to do that for the whole entire pattern down until you get to that inner circle you really don't want to touch, or we'll treat that one a little differently. So right there. So the next one will be the inner circle, and we don't want to do that, but what we'll do now is hit Q. So Q will make our selection. We just drag across, holding Control, drag across the middle, and there you go. So again, Q is your selection, then you hold Control, drag across the middle, and it'll select all those middle ones. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we actually want to extrude these out a little bit. So I'm going to right click on there and go to our extrude, and we'll click on that little box again to see options. So by default, it gives some really long extrusions. I'm going to right click on to the height to make it 0 again, and I'm just going to drag up a little bit to see what I like. So keep in mind right here, all we're doing is just simply creating that kind of that sole on the bottom of the shoe. So that tread. That looks pretty good. And so we'll just stop right there. Okay, so there we have our first portion done of this shoe here. Okay. And you can just title this what you want or it makes sense. I'm just going to call it Tread 1 for now. so later on I can just organize a little better. Okay, so the next video I'm going to show you how to create the rest of the treads, and then we'll actually combine those two treads together.